You are now entering the studio.
Well, we're the only ones, and it's 30 seconds in. This is really weird.
This is boding well.
Yeah. Literally, we have no viewers.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's funny.
Oh, we got 2 viewers now.
There we go. Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us. Starting a little late here, but there was kind of a little bit of a last-minute panic. We haven't had this happen before, but our special guest for tonight unfortunately wasn't able to make it. So you're stuck with just me and Chris.
Yeah. But the good news is that it's kind of an open format for tonight. So if anybody has some cool stuff they want to show us, we're open to it, depending on who it is.
So if we don't respond.
The kids have been messing with my computer playing Roblox and Dragons.
Hi, Danielle. Hope you and Michael are doing well.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, it's really slow to join today. Everybody's probably out enjoying sunshine.
I would think so.
God, it's hot here. I've got air conditioning, and I don't know if it's not working or it just can't keep up. It's not cold in my house.
Yeah.
So what do we want to do here?
I sent a few frantic messages out to a few people. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I guess we can update on the shop to start out. Danielle says in New Jersey it's storming, so I guess they don't have sunshine.
Is it not always storming in New Jersey?
Yeah. We've been super busy. We as in Chris and Dylan and our new shop helper. Maybe at some point we can have him come on and talk about the experience working at Cornell's World. But been gangbusters lately for the last probably 3 months, and just trying to keep our head above water, and also trying to keep supplies in the shop. It's hard to keep things in stock lately. We're selling a lot of stuff before we even get it in stock. So it's been kind of crazy.
I didn't get a notice.
No.
No.
I got one.
Did you?
Yeah. I think Amy's watching.
Yeah. So for people that are just jumping in now, unfortunately Jason couldn't make it.
Sorry. Okay.
He got held up at work. Yeah. So we're going to reschedule him. It looks like probably next Friday is going to be tentatively.
Okay.
Depending on schedule for yourself and stuff too. So.
Yeah.
He said he's open to that. He doesn't work at all next Friday or Saturday, so.
Okay.
He said that would be best, and then.
Yeah, he's a sheriff, right?
Yeah, deputy sheriff.
Yeah.
Although I think he doesn't like to talk about that, so I don't think we're supposed to say that.
Okay. Well. Oh, Danielle got a message that Greg is watching.
Yeah. You have like a watch party going on, you and Danielle?
That's good, because about 10 minutes ago I woke up to Chris missing 3 calls from Chris trying to frantically tell me that our special guest had not been able to make it. So
yeah.
But what else? What do we want to talk about here if we don't have somebody coming on?
I don't know. I mean, I guess how is everybody's breeding season going along? I've been seeing lots of people posting lots of eggs. Some stuff hatching, but a lot of stuff just laying eggs too. So it depends on how people are cycling their snakes seasonally and stuff. Some people try and do it for earlier in the season for the early shows. Myself, I kind of tend to do it just the typical springtime. So stuff's born in this early summer to late summer, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. Like, obviously, the only thing I have to go off of is everybody's Facebook updates. But like, to me, it seems like Tyrone is having a crazy season. Seems like every other day he's posting babies or eggs. So
I know he had issues because he moved last year to his new facility, so a lot of his stuff didn't take. So he was concerned about what was going to take or not this year, and it seems like a lot of stuff is working out well for him. So I'd love to see that. Good for him.
yeah,
We should throw out a happy birthday to our buddy Jim. I don't know if he's watching or not, but happy birthday, Jim.
hey Jim, happy birthday! Yeah, I don't know how to tell who's online other than it gives me an alert on my phone. Just a few people are watching. Michael's on, Danielle's on, Amy's on, but it says we got 11 viewers right now, so we're pretty low by comparison to normal.
Yeah.
I think everybody's, like I said, not online right now.
Yeah.
So maybe it worked that he wasn't able to make it today.
Yeah, exactly. Be able to
So,
it up more.
Cody Valencia is on.
Yep. Let's say hey.
For any of you guys watching, what do you guys want to talk about? We really were in a mad scramble last minute, so we don't have any plans at this point.
Wide open.
Yeah.
We had a python and some cresties and some other animals breeder that was going to be coming on, but couldn't make it today. So.
Yeah, he's got some nice green trees too.
Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Got a nice Mexican beaded too, which I'm super jealous about.
Oh, I wish we could have those.
And I just spilled my drink right down in front of me. I was trying to look at the screen while I poured.
So Chris might glitch out here in a minute once the liquid hits the electronics.
The apple juice is in my lap.
Yeah.
Apple juice.
Apple juice. It's been a long time since I've had apple juice.
Yeah.
Man, it's like super nice out today, and like just outside my window, like there's so many people out walking today.
Yeah, it was nice drive home. Lots of traffic though, unfortunately. Things are getting back to normal a bit here. How are things for the guys here watching? Like, how are things in the States there? You guys in New Jersey and Cody in Arizona? As far as COVID?
Yeah, we're having low low COVID new cases. Like we're like in the double digits anyways, and we're in phase 2 of reopening everything. So I guess by comparison, we're doing pretty good here. But yeah, I'm curious how everybody else is doing where they're at.
Yeah, Katie came. I was breeding Brazilian rainbow boas. I lost my male this year, unfortunately, but it doesn't look like the female took, so they've been together. But hopefully, but I know Tyrone, he's been breeding rainbows. He should have a healthy selection of babies en route.
I don't know if you saw Chris, but Izzy, who used to work for me, just had a bunch of boa babies. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some nice ones.
Yeah, some nice different boas. I think she didn't even know if it was pregnant or something, she said.
Yeah. So our state got hit hard with COVID. Our stay-at-home order was finally lifted the other day. Had to wear masks in public. Half of our stuff is still closed. Mike and I still working from home and no idea when we are going back.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's tough, but like when I got back from my holidays and I had to quarantine for the 2 weeks, I liked it. I actually, when I was told that I had to go back to work, I would have actually, it was kind of weird being at work. So I kind of was trying to push towards actually staying at home, but they wouldn't let me. So.
Well, you think with what you're doing, you could probably do a lot of that from home anyway.
Well, and that's the funny thing. I think a lot of businesses with this would have realized that they actually don't necessarily need all their employees at work. As long as the work's still getting done, for me being an estimator, I can do that from wherever. So as long as I've got a couple computer screens to be able to do my stuff. But
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of places are discovering that too, like you said, that there's certain positions and stuff, but it comes down to trust too, right?
Yeah.
You got to trust the guys are getting the work done, and some people like to micromanage stuff to death, and you know. Yeah, I'm with Danielle. I like people, so.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, the isolation definitely sucks, so that definitely makes it hard. But the worry of getting sick too is that was the big thing for me, is like hearing somebody cough in the corner and wondering if I'm going to catch something.
Oh, or going to the convenience store or the gas station or something, and you're working in the woodwork shop, right? There's lots of dust, so I walk in and you feel the tickle in your throat. You're like, I'm not gonna cough. I'm not gonna cough. I'm not gonna cough. You get dirty
Well,
looks.
when we left the Bahamas, same thing. Like I was so scared because I had a cough before we even went, so I was so scared coughing on the airplane going home.
Yeah, okay.
So
There we go.
What do we want to do here?
What was I gonna say? So, but Danielle's point too. So, I got some friends that are teachers, and I was talking to my buddy Stu the other day, and he's finding it very challenging to be a teacher with this stuff remotely, because what he does is so much in person, right? His entire career is being in a room full of people, and you get feedback. You're engaging them, and you can pull people in and see who's engaged and not. And doing it online, it's very challenging. There's a lot more prep work for him, actually, believe it or not. He's actually got a lot more work to do to get stuff for the online stuff than he does in person. So he's got to change everything.
There's also something to be said about what teachers do in general, and I think a lot of parents are realizing, trying to homeschool their kids, what the teachers go through day to day, and probably are a lot more thankful than they usually would be at this time of the year.
Absolutely.
If there's we don't have very many viewers here, I'm just wondering, does anybody have anything that they'd want to come on with us and show off, just to kind of give us something to talk about, because neither of us have any plans with this one at the last minute here.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, as far as how things are going here, we're going well. Like, the shop's been open, so been working away, trying to get caught up. The orders have been flying in like crazy, so I think we're slowly turning the boat the other way. We're getting a little bit more out than it's coming in, so hopefully that continues the trend and we can get stuff pumped out the door.
With Alberta opening up, do you think there's a possibility of a fall expo? My guess is fall expo is most likely. Red Deer being at the end of April or end of August is still up in the air, and we have to make some decisions here pretty quick. But just with the low numbers that we're getting right now, I would say that fall shows are pretty likely. The biggest thing right now actually is if people have animals to sell. Because we were getting a lot of customers who were booked for the Medicine Hat show saying, "Are you guys going to cancel it? Because I'm out of animals." It's weird.
Well, and I think, but still, there'll be a lot of stuff that's born. Like you're seeing a lot of eggs, and going into incubators now. Like you're seeing, every day we're seeing people have eggs that are just being laid, right? So with that, there's going to be stuff late summer, fall. That's when all the babies are going to be available. So
yeah,
it should be another big influx of animals. Kind of then people are bringing stuff from Europe and stuff too, right? So
yeah.
I don't know how that's working or if there's importations happening right now. I'm not sure.
Well, I just saw Reptile Runner had done an import from the U.S. So, I mean, at least Canada, U.S. is still open.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. If anybody knows, feel free to chime in. International shipping is something I've never done before myself, so I'm not sure if that's still off the table or if that's something people are still doing right now or possible. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for me, for animal-wise, I've just been I'm waiting on some skink babies, hopefully. I got a couple of females, one for sure that looks like she's very pregnant, so that's a good sign. I've got some eggs in the incubator for some variable kings, for my glaze phase goini or measy, whatever you want to call them. Lower kings, blotched kings, or whatever you want to call them. 16. And then I've got my Rosy Boas, or one that looks very pregnant. The other one, I'm kind of on the fence. She may have like just a small litter or something. So, who knows what's going to happen with that? And a Madagascar giant hog, my female, huge. I'm hoping to pump some eggs out soon. And I got some corn snakes that I had put together, so we'll see if we get some babies there too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nothing breeding at the shop.
No, hopefully
I'd love to say that the cataphractus were, but we just let them do their thing.
Yeah. Well, I saw somebody talking about those on one of the BC forums earlier this week. Somebody was asking about them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody mentioned how they're so rare, and there's some sort of there's CITES too, and there's all kinds of comments and stuff on there. So, but yeah, we're hopeful for red deer. So we haven't, it's a slim hope right now with the way things are going, but we're holding out till the bitter end to try and hopefully get something, because the way it's going right now, it seems to be accelerating. So
yeah, I mean, we started with phase 1 a couple weeks back, where the restaurants have started to open, and now I guess the next phase is like the like nail salons, and I'm not sure what's in phase 2. To be honest, I didn't even look.
Gyms are opening tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to phone Good Life because I want to cancel my membership.
I know, me too. I've been working out at home. I'm like, this is actually working out better for me than taking time to go to the gym. So I'm actually down a few pounds. So
I'm not. Stress is a killer.
Yeah, it seems to do the opposite for me.
Yeah.
The busier and more stressful it is, the more weight I lose.
Yeah. Danielle was saying we should show off our animals, and I don't have any at my house. I don't know, Chris, if you.
Yeah, I'll see what I can grab.
Yeah. See what you got.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I'm at my house. I don't have any animals. I have the all the animals at the shop. They're easier to care for when I've got help to do it. And I'm surprised that that Disneyland isn't opening up until July. I mean, I guess that's not a bad thing, but you would have thought that they would have been rushing as quickly as they could to be opened up. I'm surprised that that Las Vegas is opened up already. So it'd be interesting to see if they have a spike in their numbers.
So it's
Lindsay, I hate that too.
Grown up Disneyland is open.
Yeah, the bars.
Yeah. So here we've got a Mexican black king snake. You can see it very well. This is not a good place for showing animals. I got terrible lighting here.
Hey, it's better than Nelson's.
Yeah, fair enough. He forgot to pay his internet bill or something.
Yeah.
You didn't have Jonathan set it up properly. Let me see if I can wipe this camera off. The kids have been using it. I think the computer's just dirty. If that helped at all or not.
That's maybe a little bit better.
Yeah. There's a little Mexican black king. I've got a pair of these. These seem to have really increased in popularity the last few years too. Funny, they used to be pretty common, and you almost couldn't give them away for a number of years there. Now they're become quite popular again.
Oh, kids are home. How long have you had it for?
A couple of years now. So this was one of Terry's holdbacks when she had sold a bunch of her stuff. So 5-star surface, Terry Morton.
We should maybe look at
Probably
get her on.
Yeah, for sure. That would be awesome. I was thinking that the other day too. There's a few people too that we.
Emma and Carter are home.
Dad, I just did this shit.
Hey, there's Emma.
How will it?
Mexican Black King.
I think I've seen it.
Or the patternless bubble snake, as Billy calls it, when Astrid was showing it.
That one?
Yeah,
Because he's not.
because when Astrid was holding it, it was opening up its vent. It was getting a little defensive.
There's Carter.
What kind of snake is that?
It's a Mexican Black King snake.
Yeah. It's actually pretty chill right now.
Yeah, very. Usually they're a lot more flighty, aren't they?
Yeah, it's usually fairly skittish, but I'm pretty calm when I'm holding it, so they tend to calm down pretty quick.
Yeah.
When the kids hold them, they're a little more active. Just that kind of frantic energy.
Do has that one mated before?
No, this one I kind of grow them slow and steady.
Yeah.
Maybe next season we'll see. It depends on how this season goes, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't mind waiting an extra year or two, kind of longer than most do.
Yeah.
Usually I don't put mine together until they're 3 or 4. A lot of people will do them at 2, but I find it helps. It's hard on the females. It's really taxing on their bodies to be laying eggs and stuff. So
Yeah.
I like to get them to build up their reserves and be as big and healthy and all that stuff. There's no rush. They're going to be around for a long time. So
Yeah. Well, that's the way it should be done. So.
yeah, you want it to be nice, big, healthy babies and stuff too, right? So you don't want to force a snake to be breeding, right, just because it can. Those are my thoughts. I know other people have different thoughts on that. Hey, there's Leslie Hart. Your stuff went out. What did she got it actually? You said.
Yeah, hey Leslie. Yeah, she got it yesterday. She sent me some pictures, but she wants to set them up before I post any of them. Hopefully Chris is bringing something back. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Chris while he's grabbing? I don't know. Are you grabbing? Oh, yeah, he's grabbing something else.
Oops. Another king snake. See if anybody can guess what this one is.
It's hard to tell. It's really washed out.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get it. I hate this camera's backwards, so I'm trying to move into the camera and I'm moving it out.
Yeah. I think you've talked about this one before, but.
Yeah, this is one of the Blaze Kings. Let's see if I can fix this light a little bit. Still super washed out.
Yeah. The closer you get, the more blown out it gets.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find a good angle to see the colors and pattern and stuff on it. It's hard to see, but if that's better or worse, then that's worse.
Danielle was asking for your other snake. How long did you take to work with him to be that calm?
It's just mostly age. I really don't. That one I've really not worked with that very much at all, to be honest. A lot of them I just take them out here and there, but I just find when you're a little more experienced and calmer with them, they tend to just kind of feed off of that, right? You're not really tense. And this one's got a real cool belly too. Her belly's like black, with solid black. You can see that really very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's going
Chris Ashley is saying my Tokay 13 says hey from the Pacific Northwest.
Nice.
She met you at the Albany show. I wonder if that's one of the Tokays you and Tyrone were holding.
Absolutely, it is.
Speaking of Pacific Northwest, they just had to cancel their, I think it's July show.
Oh, really?
So they're not doing one. I think that was the not Albany. Actually, I can't remember where that show is, but
The Puyallup one that you can't say?
but I don't know if it was there because they were also doing one in Hillsboro.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's Hillsboro that was the July one, or if you're right, if it was Puyallup. But yeah, that sucks. But to be honest, as a promoter, I'm really worried about putting on a show and whether or not we have patrons to show up. So it's kind of a tough spot to be in for everybody.
Safety is always a big concern, right? That's
Yeah.
the biggest concern is everybody. You want everybody to be safe, vendors and patrons alike.
Yeah. That's better.
Yeah.
It's also calm now. Are you strangling it?
Nope. See? It's a warm tree.
Yeah.
This is a really old laptop, and the camera's not very spectacular. The one on my phone is better, but trying to do this on the phone is a nightmare.
Yeah, it is.
I can't see the comments when I do it on the phone. So
How many, for those joining us, how many reptiles do you have roughly?
the people joining us or me?
No, you.
Oh, I'd have to count again. It's somewhere between 40 and 50 right now.
Yeah.
So. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab one of Violet's. It was actually on the show.
Sure.
Snake. It's a real nice looking snake. They're really cool snakes.
Oh, Emma's asking at some point if you can show Gary.
Sure. Who's asking?
Emma.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll grab Gary right now. He's probably, because he's in the dark right now. I think it's light. Oh, he's been hiding away. Anyway.
Top 5 of your pets, Chris. That should be an interesting question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer that. Danielle asks you, what's your top 5 pets? Probably Roscoe is his number 1. His dog.
Probably Dylan's the number 1.
Dylan? Shop pet?
Yeah, shop pet. So Gary's kind of, he was sleeping. He was tucked away. He sometimes likes to go to bed early. There he is. He's not super yellow today.
He is or isn't?
He's not. He's
Okay.
kind of really gray right now. So he gets, when he's basking and under the hot lights, he gets like super bright, like his belly.
Yeah.
Like his back gets really bright that way when he's under the UV and he's really nice and warm. But sometimes he likes to hang out in the cool end for a while. So he's kind of pancaked out right now.
Yeah, when he was at the shop, there was days where he was like so yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, and he gets like that at home here too, certain days. But some days he just eats and then goes and hides out for the rest of the day and doesn't seem to want to deal with people. So can't say we blame him sometimes, right? But pretty happy.
What do you keep him on, Chris?
I keep him actually in wash play sand.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Open that can of worms. We kept these guys on that for years and years and never had an issue. So.
I've never had an issue with beardies on sand.
No, nor have I with beardies either. So, but again, that's a whole other debate that people like to have.
Yeah.
He's kind of shedding too, so it's probably why he's also hiding out a bit too. There's always a constant shed happening. But no, I keep him on wash play. So he's in a 6-foot enclosure with a couple of ladies, so he's got quite the setup. He quite likes it.
How old is he?
I don't know. I've had him for, geez, what was it? 6 or 7 years now. And
Yeah.
he was originally wild caught, young adult when I got him. So maybe he's 7 or 8, could be 10, could be, somewhere in that range anyways. But they're pretty long lived, so he's still got lots of life left in him, hopefully. But as with wild caught animals, you never know, right, what they've been through or what's going on in there. But he's delightfully grumpy looking. These guys are fun because for people that don't know, they're strict herbivores, so no bugs in their diet, leafy greens, a dry seed mix I always keep in there for them so he can crunch away on that. And he gets his salad every day or every couple days. So he's not hurting for food. They store their food in their body because they're desert animals, so in their tail and in their body. They get nice and plump, and that's where they keep all their moisture and stuff and food storage for times of drought.
Danielle said her beardy likes to lick, and I mean that's for some people that's a concern because obviously when they're licking they'll ingest some sand. But realistically, if the beardy is like well hydrated and nutritionally sound, they typically are going to pass the sand anyways. Any beardy that's impacted technically when they had health issues, it was a secondary result from something else.
Yeah, that's pretty difficult. But yeah, my top 5 reptile pets that I have. I mean, probably I love garters. I don't have any at the moment. I'm trying to get some more, so hopefully get back to those. Also, yellowtail crebo. These guys are amazing. My blue tongue skinks. I love those guys too. And then I've got a bunch of different, kind of snakes and stuff. King snakes have always been a favorite. That was my first snake I kept as a hobbyist. Rather than as a kid keeping native wildlife in ice cream buckets and stuff when you're like way back in those days. Pre-internet, I didn't know what to do with anything. But
mine's probably the cataphractus, the armadillo lizards. And then I think the dart frogs are probably my next favorite, and that's just more because of all their setups and just seeing how active they are.
Yeah, I was never a frog guy, but just the setups in the shop. I love the setups they have in the shop. The live plants and stuff. Having a little bit of the jungle in there is always really cool. You have something else?
And Emma really wants a monkey-tailed skink, which I wouldn't be opposed to other than having to spend money to get one.
You get a what?
Monkey-tailed skink.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely love to get one at the shop, but we're pretty full upstairs right now.
No, there's room for one.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is. There's no chameleons.
Yeah.
He's all 4 died.
Yeah.
Did you have any?
How much are the blue tongue skinks? I'm assuming that's a question for Chris, and he can answer that once he gets back. I think they're. What does northern blue tongues go for these days, Chris?
Just a sec.
He's actually in the bathroom right now. I see Chris and Denise talking about the tokays. Yeah, I wish I was there for that. I mean, I remember them coming back to the table with the tokays, but it's crazy that you guys got them so tame. Oh, $400 to $500. Yeah, the blue tongues aren't as common. I mean, they are getting more common now, but typically at the shows out here, you don't see them that often. And usually when you do, they go really fast.
So this guy is kind of going into shed a bit, but I guess to answer the blue tongue question, I sell my blue tongue babies for 500 a piece plus shipping.
Yeah.
So here's a Gilligan, our Honduran milk snake. So this guy's got to be 16, 17 years old. So he's doing well. We try and keep him lean, especially the old boys. You don't want them to get too fat, and their health really declines. So, but he's a pet. So he's Violet, my oldest daughter. That's
Yeah, and that was one of the first snakes we used during the scaled for the educational stuff with Emma.
Yeah, we did a feeding with him. That was one of the clips and stuff that Animal Planet had on their web page and stuff. So that was this fella here. He's going into shed though, so you can see he's kind of grayish, kind of hue to him.
Come look, Emma.
But Cody, yeah, that price would be probably similar down in the U.S. He's in Arizona, so it'd be much different. I don't ship internationally any of my stuff.
Oh, yeah. You remember? You did the
I
feeding with
sell
that
it
one.
locally.
I was surprised that it did eat. I mean, it's so weird having like two cameramen around. There's all the lighting and everything, and then everybody else is in the background just watching.
I know, just standing there, watching.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. But yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to eat either, but he's pretty chill. So we've had him as a wee baby.
That's cool that you've had it for so long.
Yep. It was one of the first snakes that Lindsay and I got together that we bought at a show. So I think it was just after we got together. We were at a show, and she thought he was cool looking. I'm like, perfect, done.
Yeah.
One of the Hondurans. So these guys get quite big. Like he's over 5 feet. Anyways, it's hard to see in that thing here, but he's definitely well over 5 feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good eater, and he's fairly active and stuff too. He was never really super skittish. Some of them can be really skittish as babies, and that kind of puts people off. They're worried because it's all twitchy and fast when they're tiny babies. But just regular handling and even just age, and they get used to people and the scents and stuff being around them, and they tend to just kind of calm down over time.
Yeah.
So he's a good boy, but they're really nice looking snakes.
I had a question for you, and I totally forgot it.
Yeah, well, and Danielle's definitely become snakes like that, right? Yes and no. It depends on what kind. That's pure northerns. So the Indo subspecies will often go for less. Like you can find them for as low as $300 and stuff here too. So that's Canadian.
Yeah, but like when you had them at the show, and I think it was probably 2 years ago, wasn't it like the first hour you had sold all of them?
Yeah, all my northern babies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, they become really popular. It's crazy how popular they become.
Well, all the morphs that are available now is really cool too.
Yeah, not so much in the northern end, but yeah, that's more like the easterns and stuff.
Oh, okay.
The albinos, and I mean, they're very similar.
Yeah.
The melanistics and stuff. And I know there's people that are crossing them into the northerns and stuff too, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, the morph stuff really takes up. But those are crazy money. Like I don't know what they're going for now. They were up around 10 grand at one point for some of the morphs, which is crazy. So yeah, Lindsay could probably answer how long ago we got it. I'm pretty sure it was around 16, 17 years ago. He's pretty active still for an old boy. He seems to have lots of life. He doesn't look all weird and haggard. Sometimes snakes get that kind of weird loose face where they look really old, but he's still fairly spry.
Yeah. Oh, that was what I was going to ask you. What roughly is the lifespan of them?
I mean, they say 20, 25 years or so. So he could have another 10 years left in him. Plus, there's people that have had, they say that with, say, ball pythons, and I know there's people that talk about having them for like 35 or 40 years or something. So you know,
Yeah.
who knows, right? You can start to see when some snakes get really old and start to decline. You can kind of see it, and their bodies get kind of saggy, and
Yeah.
just like people, right? Time goes away, it catches up to all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Lindsay says it was probably about 16 years ago.
Yeah. So he's a tangerine phase, so they got a tricolor as well, and there's a ton of morphs with the Hondurans. This is back sort of when there was mostly pure Hondurans in the hobby. There's been a lot of crosses in the milk snakes, so it's actually really difficult to find pure Hondurans these days because of the morph markets and stuff. There's a lot of other milk snakes that are very closely related that look really similar, almost unless you do scale counts, they're really tough to tell apart.
Yeah.
So those are kind of, there's a lot of those in the hobby, so it's very difficult to find proper pure Hondurans, but you can kind of tell.
Sorry, and were you saying earlier that you're looking for a female, or do you have
No.
females?
No, this was he had a girlfriend. There was a couple of litters he pumped out with the girl I had before, but he's just a pet. He's my daughter's pet. So
Yeah. Chris Ashley, are they arboreal? They're terrestrial, right?
yeah, they're terrestrial. I mean, they'll climb like any. They tend to hide underneath stuff. Like he'll hide under his cork bark and stuff that's in his cage. But they're decent climbers. You're not typically going to find them up in a tree, though. They're typically definitely sort of more in the leaf litter, in the ground, in burrows and stuff in the wild. So, but they're not. They won't. They're not against climbing. You'll definitely, if there's food to be had, they'll probably go raid a bird's nest.
I think the bigger the cage that you offer them, they'll probably be more adventurous and use the space that they have.
Yeah, he's definitely he's always used whatever we put in there for low climbing stuff. He's always checking out the top of the cage, on the 2-foot high. Not a problem. He's always up checking stuff out. So we'll definitely utilize it. It's like corn snakes and rat snakes and stuff too. Like they're not arboreal either, but it's not uncommon to find them up in a tree at times too. So
Yeah.
never seen these guys in the wild, so I can't really talk about that too much. Other than all the stuff I've read and pictures I've seen, they're typically, and just from seeing their behavior, they tend to be more fossorial and hide under stuff rather than climb up.
Where are they native to? Is it South America?
Honduras, so Central America.
Yeah.
There's a lot of milk snakes in North America, Central America, South America, all the way through. But these particular guys are native to Honduras, right?
Yeah. Well, do you got anything else to show off?
Yeah. Is Emma still there? I feel like people probably have questions for Emma in the meantime.
Yeah, if anybody's got any questions for Emma, she's still hanging out in the background. Only because she wants to use my computer to design stuff. For those who don't know, she's been busy making earrings and pendants and that sort of thing. So she's been busy with that. But apparently too busy to set up an Etsy account. So she's got to get on that so she can sell some of them.
I need to take good pictures.
Yeah, and she needs some better pictures. We made her a little display to display them on kind of a laser cut tree, which is cool. It was kind of neat. She has sold a few because of the post on Instagram. The first one she sold actually was to Belfast in Northern Ireland, which is really cool that was the first sale. And then a couple went out to the U.S. And I'm sure some local people are interested in a few too.
I need to recut one of these because they got hurt, but I couldn't.
Let's see.
And this one was too small, so it's perfect. There's like a, is it good enough quality?
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's
there you
like,
go.
It was a ball python we did.
That's cool. I thought it was actually a ball python. I looked up and where'd you get that?
Yeah. Yeah. Chris, we've actually, most of the stuff that we've been doing is trying to find vectors of different snakes and reptiles. So we can definitely do custom stuff.
Yeah.
Danielle's asking if you're trying to save for something.
No.
No, but she's 14 and she wants her own money.
Saving to rule the world.
Yeah.
Should be taking over everything. So here's a Rosy Boa. I'm surprised he's not chewing on me. These guys are notoriously pretty bitey.
I don't know if you adjusted your lighting, but yeah, it's
Well, he's
like
also an albino, so it's going to be tougher to. There we go. If I back him up a little bit, you can see. This
Yeah,
is
that's
cheese
better.
string.
Willie, don't.
My daughters dubbed him cheese string
Cheese string, yeah, I could see the resemblance.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Those are way more active, obviously.
Yeah, so this is a full-grown adult male Rosy Boa. So you can see they're not big snakes at all. 2 to 3 feet max length. North American boa, so one of the, it's not something you see every day. One of the few boa species. But yeah, they're typically nippy. He's been handled a little bit more recently, and he used to just launch out of his enclosure every time I'd open it to feed him or change water or do anything. Like a rocket. But he's chilling out a bit in his old age, getting used to being handled. Doesn't seem to chew on me as much anymore.
I think, did you bring that one for filming? Because I seem to remember about the.
Maybe, I don't remember if I did or not. Yeah. Well, and like anything, as soon as you put a camera in front of it, nothing happens that you think's going to happen.
Yeah.
So any ones that don't bite will bite, and any ones that normally bite won't bite.
Is this just birds? Or just
This is. No, it's too close.
Thicker.
Yeah, the females tend to be bigger than the Rosies. All my females are much bigger. A lot of the small boa species are the same way. Well, a lot of the boa species, period. Typically, the females are bigger than males, so that's really a boa thing.
Are they bigger lengthwise or just girth?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both. So, he's decent size for a male Rosie. My females are bigger. I'm not going to take the females out though, because I'm expecting babies, so I don't want to stress them out at this point.
No, of course not. I figured that was why you kept bringing out males.
Yeah. Yeah, any females are going to either lay eggs or, in the boa's case, have live babies. I definitely don't want to be stressing them out.
Have you ever had carpet pythons?
Yep. I had IJs back in the day, probably 20 years ago, but before they were real common. Carl Bergman, actually, his first or second breeding that he had some pure IJs that were imported fresh out of the jungle at the time. He had a big 7-foot female, which is like unheard of now. They're like, oh, they only get 4 to 5 feet. His was a monster, and a pure IJ.
Yeah.
I had a baby from that. It was a beautiful snake. They're really subtle, the colors, but there's a lot of morphs and stuff now, and they're pretty much all mixed with a lot of other stuff. It's hard to find pure ones now.
Yeah.
Carpets especially. As with a lot of stuff, money driven, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw it today, Chris, but somebody on Facebook had posted, post your picture from high school and what you look like now or whatever. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Dan Uremovic posted a picture. Holy crap, does he look so different?
I've seen he used to have pictures from high school on his fridge. So.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
I've seen those pictures, yeah. It's probably the same picture he posted. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
There's somebody he looked like. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been over. I can't remember who it was that we said he looked
like. He had a flat top haircut, which.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like half the size.
Yeah. Still just as wide.
Yeah. There we go.
You still have blue tongues, don't you, Chris?
I still have many blue tongues. Let's see if I can grab a male. They just tend to be a little flighty right now. And again, the females I don't want to grab because I'm expecting babies.
Yeah. Somebody was asking about custom stuff. We had somebody asking for custom iguana little pendants. So I don't know if you can see this, but here's one that we did.
Here's Pure Northern I produced here 5 or 6 years ago. She's one of my breeder males now too. But, see, he's very light colored, a lot of orange and stuff in him. So he's what they call like the hypo, or I forget the terms. There's all these weird terms that people have for him, but there's like almost no dark on him at all. Like it's hard to see in this, but
Yeah.
that dark is really washed out. There's typically like a lot of black banding and stuff, and there's no real black. It's more sort of browns and stuff, and a lot of yellows and oranges.
Sausage with legs.
Yeah, yeah. He's not happy about being restrained right now.
Do you keep them all together?
No, they're very territorial, and either the males are going after the females for breeding, or if not, when the females have had enough, they get real grumpy and they go right after the males, and they'll take limbs off. So they're pretty mean to each other when it's not breeding season. The females will tolerate the males when it's breeding season, and then when they're done, they're like, nope.
Yeah.
So
do you keep them in like racking or caging?
I keep mine in caging. I know there's guys that are working with it in racking. I was talking to somebody recently, it was Pat. He's keeping in racks too. I know Patterson keeps them in racks, but I keep it in cages. I have the space, so if I had a lot more of them, it'd be something. But I mean, for me, I just find they're pretty curious and fairly active, so they seem to, when you're in the room, they come out, they're checking stuff out, they're out and about. So
Yeah.
depends on your motivations, your goals. Guys with big collections of them. It's tough to have a lot of space that way, so that's their thing. But for me, I keep all mine in the individuals in 4x2s, 4x2x2 or 4x2x18s. So we'll see. You can kind of see some of the colors a little better there.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Again, it's a crappy camera. But.
Yeah, I'd never heard about keeping them in racks, but myself and Jim had went to, there was the Victoria Expo, so we actually got to go to Don Patterson's place, and that's where I first saw that, like, he breeds and keeps them in racking system.
Yeah, he bought a bunch of babies off me a number of years ago too. So some of my stuff's in some of his breeding programs. As far as
Yeah.
I know he bought a bunch of stuff in Sweden too, and the big Swedish line ones he's really hyped about. So yeah, so there's the. I wish I had there's another male I got from Don that's really dark, but it's super grumpy and bitey. So.
Daniel was saying, I feel bad for animals that are kept in or live their lives in a bin. And yeah, there's something to be said for that. Sometimes it's out of convenience. Ball pythons specifically, I mean, they live their lives in termite mounds. So for them, they seem to do, I wouldn't say better, but it doesn't seem to affect them that much. They're not super active to begin with. We started the ball pythons that we had at the shop in a racking system. We've since moved them to cages just because, I mean, people come to the shop, they want to see the animals, so we needed more display than just utility. And I mean, they were somewhat more active once they were in the cages, but it's hit or miss with ball pythons. Most of the people keeping racking are doing more as a breeding setup versus keeping, just pets. When I first started doing the caging, the PVC caging, the racks were probably twice as much in sales as the caging was, but I would say that caging these days, as far as it's probably the exact opposite now. I would say we're doing like 20 plus cages to like one rack.
Yeah, cages are blown up. A
Yeah,
lot of people are
cages.
getting more into natural setups too. I think with the COVID and people staying at home, they want to enjoy their setups a little more, so they want to dress it up for themselves, and to enrich it for the animals. But when you're sitting at home looking at it, you're going, I want to do more with it, and I want it to look,
Yeah,
more attractive to me to see. But
yeah,
that's a bonus.
nice. Russian, right?
Yeah. So one of my girls, we got 2 of these.
Yeah, you were looking for a male, right?
No, I don't know. We'll see. We had a male for a lot of years. And, he was one that we got from a friend, and he passed last year, I think it was.
Yeah, it was last year, I think.
Yeah. So he's in the freezer. We'll probably get him taxidermy or something eventually, but we'll see.
How old is she?
She's over 20 years old for sure. Probably 20, 25, somewhere in that range. And she was one we got as an adult, so we were told at the time she was somewhere over 10 years old, and we've had her for over 10 years as well too. So,
Well, it's funny. Like we've got the two Hermans at the shop, and when I initially got them, they're cute as babies, and didn't really expect much out of them. But it's surprising how active they really are.
yeah, well, absolutely. They're again, like we did a segment for Animal Planet with them and talking about the tortoises, and they're like little cows. They just roam and graze all day long. Like,
Yeah. Here's a question from Michael. Are you guys still getting any orders for big custom enclosures like you did on Scaled? We have quite a few requests, but people don't understand how much they cost and how much time's involved in building them. Last year, I think we did probably 5, but we haven't had any actually come to fruition this year. We're working on stuff all the time, and we had high hopes for a lot of stuff last year. We were looking at doing something for an NBA star. We had the Smithsonian contact us. We did do the Tell Us World of Science here, and then we did 2 builds in Portland, one in Chicago, and I think we had one other one.
We've been doing stuff for the zoo here locally too, but they're not the big fancy custom enclosures. It's more behind the scenes stuff for keeping animals for them versus the display habitats so much. But we've been doing a bunch of that kind of stuff. But yeah, it'd be nice to have some more of those fun ones to do with the big fancy stuff in them. So we'll see. I mean, there's always inquiries for them, and again, I think right now people are spending money, but they don't want to spend the big money because there's so much uncertainty. So I think that's probably a bit of it too. Like most of this year so far, pretty much since January. Well, I mean, at least March anyway, right? With COVID and everything, so people have been, always concerned for the future, right? So.
Yeah, we do have one big cage on the go actually, and it definitely needs to get completed really quick here. It's 7 feet by 3 feet by 2 feet for a couple. I can't remember what kind of tortoises, but tortoises. Really light, nice, like glass terrarium, but we're not doing any decor or anything like that. But it should look pretty nice. It's just needs to get the actual terrarium itself built, and then we're hoping to pack it up this weekend or early next week.
Yeah. Hey, here's something. So I noticed that. So Chris Ashley, I'm not sure it's right how to pronounce the first name properly. From Portland, there, getting ready to breed grasshoppers for her boys. I've always wanted to try. I had some grasshoppers for part of a season. I guess ventilation is always a big issue, like any bugs. I kept them in a screen, like what was it called again? The
Reptibreeze
enclosures, and managed to keep them alive for like a couple of months, but I just had no luck at all. I'm not a bug guy. I don't really know what I'm doing with the bugs, so it'd be kind of cool to see somebody because grasshoppers are a good size. Be a good feeder bug, especially gut loaded with all kinds of good nutritious greens. But just trying to get them to breed and to raise them and stuff, and that would be a challenge. Anybody I've talked to about it said it's a tough thing. So.
Well, you'd think if they were easy, they'd be more commercially available. So that's not surprising.
Yeah, well, that's just it. And maybe somebody just needs to unlock kind of the secrets behind it, and then it becomes something. So.
No smell, no noise. Well, that's definitely better than crickets.
Yeah, exactly.
We're kind of in a tough spot here because we can't have roaches, so we're pretty limited to like worms and crickets, and that's about all the options we have available.
Yeah,
I do see those pro bugs are getting more popular, which is surprising because they're pricey.
which?
But those the freeze dried bugs in the packets. I know Tyrone brings them in from time to time just to supplement, but
Steve at Got Reptiles has them in the shop too. I've seen them there.
When you buy them 5 a piece for like $1 a piece is pretty expensive.
Yeah. I wanted to see if our friends with the tokays could maybe show us a tokay or two.
Well, they're on here. Let's see what they say.
Yeah. What do you think? You want to jump on and tell us one of your super tame tokays?
Also, they don't hide like the crickets. They gravitate to light.
Yeah. See, and I had UV light set up and everything too. So but I was trying to keep like grass and stuff alive in there, and that wasn't working. So it was kind of a half-assed attempt. I just thought I'd try it out, but definitely more thought would be needed, more preparation. I just had an empty Reptibreeze and went, you know what? I'm going to try and keep a bunch of, because I just threw a whole bunch of grasshoppers in there, kept a bunch of dirt in there, some grass, put UV light, a heat lamp, misting it. Again, it was good for, it seemed like a couple of months, and then everything just kind of died off. But
Danielle and Michael are leaving.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, it's getting late out on the East Coast there, so appreciate you guys popping in as always.
Yeah.
But
I think with being separated here, I definitely miss the times of doing these just together. It's a lot more fun than doing it through.
Yeah, it's tough when everything's remote. But
yeah,
maybe next Friday when we get Jason back on, we can we'll do one maybe at your place or something.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Ashley is checking to see if one of her girls is awake.
That'd be awesome. It was so amazing. They put so much work into their tokays. They had a bunch of them at the show there, and they were all hand tamed, which was crazy. So
yeah,
me and Ty were just like little kids holding these tokays. It was pretty cool.
That was a different show from the show that we got to hold the venomous stuff, right? So I feel like we were in the back center, and when venomous stuff, we were off at the end of the venue.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was the same one or not. It might have been the same one, but maybe not.
I'll have to see how I invite her if she's able to come on. Look her up on Facebook.
You should be able to. Is there a way to drag it in from the chat? Or no?
No, I don't think so. Well, I also don't want to post the link that anybody can just
pop in. Well,
yeah.
You still have to accept them when the little dressing room or whatever they call it.
No, well, yes, yeah, you're right. Found her. Now I just got to see how to message her.
Throw it up there. They'll regret this work from home stuff. There we go.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So, I mean, the shows we did in the Pacific Northwest, they were a lot of fun. They have a similar vibe to our shows we have here. I know we kind of think of them as honorary Canadians, really. They're so close to the border up there in the Pacific Northwest. It has the same kind of vibe. They're good, decent size shows. Like, they have lots of people there, but they're not just like massive. Like the California shows are so big. It's amazing and awesome. And it's a little more of a smaller feel, It's like going to a club.
More friendly. It's less about business, I feel.
Absolutely. A lot of socializing and just hanging out. And everybody was so friendly. All the vendors were so open about, hey, come check out my animals. And it was so cool for us to see and play with a bunch of stuff that we don't normally get to see or play with here, and handle and just interact with and see. So that part was really cool. So it's always fun. I always, we miss going to those shows too. It's been a bit now. So
Yeah.
hopefully the next ones we can get out to.
Yeah,
Get
well,
some
and that's the crazy thing too. Like, with all these shows being canceled too, like, even this Friday and Saturday nights, just with the vendors hanging out, sharing stories and a few drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, by now we would have had probably 4 shows that we would have ended at, maybe 5,
Yeah.
and literally haven't had a single one. So it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
We've been very lucky, though, because I was worried about that additional, like, the shows usually are pretty good for sales, and where was I going with this? I was worried about the sales, affecting the business, but we've done better than we ever have this year. So it's definitely a godsend that we've been able to keep the doors open and be able to keep everybody employed and trying to get through stuff as quickly as possible. 13 is awake. Don't think I can share a video. I did send you a private message. If you want to check on that, we can actually bring you into the feed if you want. But if not, you can always just post it after the fact.
Nice. Not being prepped. It may be like,
Yeah.
we're in whatever or nothing or whatever,
Yeah.
Running around the house naked. I don't want to be on camera.
Well, I'm not wearing pants, so typical
I was gonna say, neither am I, but you probably saw that when I got up and walked out. So that would have been pretty funny.
My second job is a sportscaster.
What are you doing with that? You put that in the fridge? Okay. I got some munchkins running down here. They're giving me hand signals. Oh, there we go. Perfect. We're going to see it. This is a treat. This is a rare treat to see tame tokay geckos.
From what I remember, too, they were quite big, too.
Yeah. Oh, and some beautiful morphs, too, the greenish blues, and just beautiful geckos. It's made me kind of want to get some tokays. I've got no bug eaters, and I'm so happy having no bug eaters right now at home.
That's one thing I don't miss at home is having bug eaters, because God, the crickets are so annoying.
There's always one or two to get out. It doesn't matter what you do, how militant you are about keeping them. There's always one or two that get out of the cage or something, and then they're in the wall or in the casings or behind the baseboards where you can't get them and just chirping away.
Well, usually they're under the fridge.
You keep them in a bin and they die. They get out and they live like months longer than they should. Like these things should be dead. Nope, they're just chirping away, having a great old time, just annoying the crap out of you. But yeah, it was such a cool experience. I've rarely seen every once in a blue moon a tame tokay, but this was really cool because they had like more than one. There's a few of them that they were showing us and we were holding. And it seemed like the norm for these guys. They spend a lot of time with them, obviously, and put the time in to hand tame them.
Generally, they are mean.
They're big and pretty. Like they're really neat colors of that turquoise and orange. Like they're really crazy colors.
Yeah.
Naturally. So it's neat to see something like that. It's normally very defensive and bitey to just be able to hold it. So that 1 sec. Let's see. Oh, is she coming in?
I'm not sure because our numbers are like really. Oh, actually, yeah. Hold on here.
Perfect.
Let's see.
There she is.
There we go.
Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Oh,
so tell us about this beast.
She is a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. Denise gave her to me, and I cannot claim anything about the taming of her. She was all tamed up when I got her. So she's just a sweet.
Well, that's always the best way to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gotten a little heavy with me because she's spoiled rotten. but yeah, she right now is right about the time when she's waking up. So she's kind of she's not gonna hurt me. She's giving me kisses, but she's letting me know that she just woke up.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like it's giving you a little bit of defensive position or posturing.
Yeah, but
A
she's
little bit of
always
attitude,
little a little tokatude.
tokitude, yeah.
Yeah.
But really, that's nothing for a tokay. Normally, you'd be clamped on right now, just hanging on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But not her. She's just a sweetie pie.
Oh, that's
My
awesome.
other tokay can be quite vicious when she wants to be.
That's the one that I was holding. I've got a picture holding that one too.
But
I'm
yeah,
sure
she's a good girl. But these are just my pets. I don't breed them. Denise actually does. She's got a really nice breeding program.
Nice.
So, what do you like? They're pretty big bodied. How big of a cage do you keep them in?
I keep these guys in the, what is it? Oh, now you're going to ask me and I'm not going to think about it. Hold on one second. I'll get her. I've got cats in the room, so we're not going to take any chances.
No, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, don't risk it.
Yeah, the girls stay in this size, so I know it's probably hard to tell on the camera, but they are the
18 by 18 by 24, I think.
yes. So,
Nice.
but they're they're just great pets, but they really you have to earn their trust. It's not something that's given, not like a leopard gecko.
It's so rewarding though when you have those difficult to work with animals. You put the time in, and you get those results. Like that's so much more rewarding to me.
It is, because these guys are extremely smart. There's no messing around. They know, they recognize their people too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just so. And then with the CITES changes too, like that's going to be even tougher and tougher to see tokays. It's going to be pretty much left up to captive breeding, and it's going to be almost impossible, I think, to get them across the borders without spending a fortune. And
Are they pretty popular up in Canada? Do people keep a lot of them up there too?
not
I wouldn't.
really.
Yeah, no.
They used to be in pet stores a lot when there were when there was a lot of wild collection going on. You'd always see them in pet stores up here, like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. In the last few years, once the morphs started coming out, there was a little less frequency, and then people were kind of became popular a bit again with the morphs. But then it sort of faded away a bit because people were worried because they're notorious biters, right? And they'll bite hard and hang on like a bulldog.
Like a pit bull, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like the pit bull of the gecko world.
Yeah, which makes me like them even more. So
yeah. When I was in Thailand, it's kind of mean, but like it was like a food item, and then also for their like skeletons, seeing them in the shops.
I was worried where that story was going when you started Thailand.
Yeah. But no, but like I said, she is unique because she had a lot of time spent with her when she was younger. So, and now she's just a pet.
She's so pretty though.
How old do you think it is?
I want to say she's 3 or 4. I'm her second home, so I don't know the exact date of when she was born. But she's a sweetheart. I won't take up any more of your guys' time.
No worries. Yeah, I think we're actually down to literally us and you and Denise, so we're gonna cut this short anyway.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Thanks for joining us.
It. The nice thing is a lot of people watch these after. We get, there's usually, a couple of thousand views or whatever after the fact. So this is awesome. We're getting to see this, and it's kind of cool to see this gecko again.
Yeah. She's a
well, we also hope to get back to the shows out there when they start happening again.
Definitely. We look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah. Likewise. See you later.
Bye-bye.
With our American friends.
All right. Well, like I said, we're down to single-digit numbers, so and
Friends
we're
and
over an
family
hour
only.
now. So let's wrap this up. But thanks for those that have been watching the whole this whole live.
Apologies for those who
Unfortunately,
watched the whole live.
yeah, it was definitely unplanned, last minute scramble to get this one going and what we're going to talk about. But thanks for joining us, and stay tuned. Hopefully, we have another one next week.
Yeah, next Friday we should be doing one with Jason Hill, so
Yeah.
that'll be awesome. He's got a lot of cool stuff that I'm excited about.
Cool. All right. See you guys later.